Are we live? We're live.
It's not picking it up on the mic very well.
That's because I'm whispering. We're live. We're live. Blow those ears out. Alright. The Weed Porn Daily podcast is brought to you by 420 Goodie Box, a monthly stoner subscription service where you basically pay like $25 a month, $27 a month, and you get ganja-related goodies delivered directly to your door, randomly. Like a random box. Yeah.
Wait, what?
What? I know I'm confusing you guys, right? They send you munchies, they send you smoking supplies, like papers, literally like bongs and pipes and vapes. And they'll also send you like entertainment stuff like stickers and magazines and things like that. Just a random assortment of those variety of goods.
Not entirely. Like, you'll always get a Cannabis Now magazine.
Yeah. But check it out, 420goodiebox.com. Plenty of cool stuff. You can see our unboxing videos. If you're like, what the fuck comes in? You did a terrible job of explaining that. Go watch our video. You can literally see the January edition and the December edition of the 420 Goodie Box. And we got some fresh shit. At least for the January edition, namely, we got like a collapsible bong that we kept. And
a really nice beanie.
Yeah, there was like a weed beanie.
And it was a really nice knit. It was like a neff, like
nice and soft.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a lot of good shit. Great value. One of the best boxes we've seen out there, if not the best box. Check it out, 420goodiebox.com. You can also go to the Weed Porn Daily head shop if you want to get some hemp wick and some socks. The socks are coming in soon, don't worry. I'm in contact with the manufacturers. They're coming along. They told me, do not worry. Do not worry, American man. And the hemp wicks are still very much in stock. We're actually going to be introducing a new hemp wick product very soon. Keep your eyes open.
Are we?
Yes. WeedPornDaily.com/shop.
Wait, did we talk about this?
You can go on Amazon or Etsy. I don't know if I've mentioned it on a previous pod. Well, we've discussed this.
Okay.
We have.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not dropping news on you. Don't worry. And also check out our Society 6 shop. We've got clothing. We've got children's clothing from like infants up to like kids. So if you want your kids in Kush, you want your little baby in like a little Om onesie. What's up? Head over to society6.com/WeedPornDaily. Yeah. And we also have iPhone cases, iPhone stickers, whatever skins.
Skins,
iPad
Galaxy.
Skins, S3, S4.
Something
like that. Mugs, pillows, weed pillows, all that good stuff. Society 6, Weed Porn Daily. Check it out. S6, Weed Porn Daily. Yeah. And, just trying to blaze through the ads. We got a long, arduous podcast to do today.
What about our new partners? No?
Our new partners? Oh, not yet. I'm still waiting on that. We'll see. And make sure to check out 420radio.org.
Oh, yeah.
Go to 420radio.org and check out their schedule. We're on there every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And you can check out various other like cannabis celebrities, big names, Jorge Cervantes.
Can't compete.
I know. We're on the same network as Jorge Cervantes. We have come.
I don't even know how we got on this kind of level.
I don't even know.
It's kind of crazy.
I stumbled here.
Stumbled stonely.
Yeah. If you'd like to advertise on the Weed Porn Daily podcast, head over to weedporndaily.com/advertising, and you can see just all the details, all the stuff. You can contact us for like a different kind of advertising deal, or you can just go to our head shop, and we have a actual subscription-based service available where you can just sign up for ads and have like recurring payments every month. It's pretty slick. Check it out.
pretty simple.
Very affordable ads. I literally, recently I did a little browsing, and I was like, man, how are our ad prices compared to other people? Do I overcharge? What's going on? And I went to like the lowliest websites I can think of to look at their advertising, and they all charged 2 to 3 times as much as I did. And then I went to the big name websites, and they charge like 10 times plus as much as I do. It is crazy. Like if you want to add on Smodcast, it's gonna cost you like $500 plus. You want an ad on WeedPornDaily, only $50. What's up? It's affordable. What's up? And it's not that we don't have a huge audience. We have over 100,000 followers on various networks. We have hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of visitors who are like not registered to any social networks, just chilling, anonymously smoking.
Not anonymously smoking, just enjoying like what it is like from the comfort of their own sphere.
When you're like in the forums but
you're
you don't post? Not a guest, but you like ghosting. It's like when you
like hidden or
like when you just don't comment. Like, hey, long time lurker. That's
lurkers,
what they call them.
I remember.
We have a lot of lurkers. Yeah.
Back in the day, what the fuck? 2007.
Reaching back, right?
Wow, 2007, 2006, maybe even earlier.
Yeah, for me it was. You're talking 2000s. It was like early 2000s for me, maybe.
Well, like I say that like early 2000s. I had like a whole different generation for early 2000s with the computer. That relationship was crazy, but no, like late 2000s was like the heyday for me, like the best that it was, like the peak. Everything else from there was downhill.
Peak of your computer career.
Well, just like online presence and activity and commitment to a community of people that you don't actually necessarily know.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while for us, but then again, I know
there's
plenty
people
of people
that
that are still
still
committed
rock
to
that.
Yeah, they still exist.
God bless them.
Reddit.
I don't know.
The podcast hasn't even started. All right. Hope you guys have your pulse packed, your hash nails heated, and I hope you ate your edibles already, bro. Like how long were you? I hope you ate your edibles approximately 23 minutes ago, and I'm not sure how fast like e-nails heat up, but that's the shit should have been turned on a while ago. Yeah. So cheers. We got a bowl packed here of some. What is it? It was like the mango kush, and like the mentholy like spicy weed. So it should be like a nice little mix of like fruitiness with that like ground weedness in a freshly cleaned Illadelph with grunge off, which I don't think we'll talk about today. Cheers. Menthol taste coming through. Whew. And the clean bong just helps emphasize it. Welcome to the Weed Porn Daily podcast. I'm Grouch, the editor, owner, the asshole behind the ass box of Weed Porn Daily. And I'm here with the lovely executive producer, VP, CO, EO, like, I don't even know what the title would be, yeah, like, well, there's, like, CEO.
You're founder, and I'm
then
CEO.
There's, like, yeah, there's, like, other, yeah, so, this is Weed Porn Daily.
Baby, what do you think? Which one should we post to Instagram? Let them know what we're up to.
I mean, you're like, yeah, keep going. I like the first one. Yeah, it's an aspect of the podcast that we really don't take advantage of too much, like the live aspect. Like, so a lot of people, they stream it, or they'll record like video, and they'll post that up, and it creates like a different kind of experience to the audio experience. You know, like I enjoy watching like the JRE, and then listening to it, or vice versa. Gives it different context. You actually see the people. You know, it adds like a whole different layer. And I've always thought about like every time we start a podcast, like post it to Instagram. That looks good. Hudson.
No?
Mm-hmm.
It's very you. Mm-hmm. Your beignets and whatever.
But yeah. If you want to follow us on Instagram, check out Mrs. WeedPorn Daily's current little post. You can hit us up at Ganja Grouch. Or you can hit us up on Twitter, YouTube, Vine, Society 6, fucking everything WeedPorn Daily. Tumblr. Or WeedPornDaily.com.
You want to tag this?
No, I can't. I'm doing a podcast right now, baby.
Fine.
Yeah. It's either one or the other, baby. It's either one or the other. So let's jump right into the news, because we've got a lot of news today. And we're going to be talking a lot about Disney.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's why Mrs. WeedPorn Daily is here. I mean, amongst other things, her being beautiful and contributing to the podcast. But you got some interesting stories to tell.
I do. Oh, yeah. A lot of, like, weird things happened.
Mm-hmm.
Just, like, things that just... I'm a long time fanatic, so it's like I've gone so many times. And this was just a new experience, and it was very exciting and interesting.
Mm-hmm. And you get to tell your perspective of just my, like, stoniness the whole time and you dealing with it.
Yeah.
So let's jump right into the news. Get that out of the way. As always, if you want to follow along, I post all the news articles on the podcast post. You can check that out by going to podcast.weedporndaily.com. You can head over to news.weedporndaily.com, I think, or weeducation.weedporndaily.com, or just hit the news button on WeedPorn Daily. You can use our Google search bar. You can use the tags. There's so many to choose from. There's so many. So right away, we're going to start off with some good news. It's going to be a lot of good news this week. It's just a lot of progression in the cannabis legalization movement, as well as just positivity. It's nice to see people spreading positivity. So right off the bat, Santa Cruz Dispensary donates nearly 10,000 pounds of food to area homeless. We're not actually going to read this, but I'm going to tell you the dispensary. It's Granny Perps near Santa Cruz, California. And not only do they donate food, but they were actually donating, things to, shampoo, body wash, razors. Because it's not just about donating food, it's about donating things that they can actually use to improve their state of life. And because everybody donates canned food, not everybody donates shampoo. So that was a nice little touch. Granny Perps, representing in California, spreading that kindness around in more than one way. Moving along. Oh, that was from the 420 Times. Yeah. I always appreciate when they post articles like that. Washington House overwhelmingly approves ban on medical marijuana dispensaries. This comes to us from Cannabis Culture. Last night, the Washington House of Representatives approved a bill that would abolish medical marijuana dispensaries, aka collective gardens, and impose new restrictions on patients who use cannabis for symptom relief. HB 2149, which passed by a vote of 67 to 29, crazy, would thereby eliminate some of the unregulated competition for the state-licensed pot stores that are expected to start opening this summer under I-502, the legalization initiative that voters approved in Washington in November 2012. Supporters of the bill, which was introduced by Representative Eileen Cody, a Democrat from West Seattle, hope that banning dispensaries would help maximize tax revenue and mollify the feds. That's I've never heard of that term, mollify.
I haven't either.
That's interesting. The bill requires patients to buy their cannabis from the same stores that serve recreational customers, which would be the only legal sellers of medical marijuana as of May 1st, 2015, when the provision allowing collective gardens would be repealed. Patients would continue to grow marijuana for their own use, but the maximum number of plants would be reduced from 15 to 6, 3 of them flowering. The ceiling on possession by patients would be cut from 24 ounces to 3. The bill instructs the State Department of Health, together with the Washington State Liquor Control Board, which is charged with regulating marijuana growers, processors, and retailers on the recreational side, to produce a report by November 15, 2019, on the question of whether it is appropriate to continue allowing home cultivation. So we're seeing some huge developments on the Washington front. You know, they were kind of keeping a little quiet for a little while, and I was like, I was just thinking the other day, like, what the fuck is up with Washington? Are they kind of just sitting back and looking at Colorado and, like, looking at their mistakes and looking at their successes and building a model off of that? Or are they literally just, like, sitting on their hands, like, fucking around because they don't know what they're doing? And they prove the latter. This is some really interesting stuff, because Washington is one of the more liberal states with possession limitations, like 24 ounces. Can you imagine? And, the reason that they do that is so that they not only support the consumer side, but they also help eliminate, distributors and actual growers from getting prosecuted. Because when you're growing cannabis, you have to actually cart around large amounts of cannabis to your customers or to your distributors. And if you get caught with 30 pounds of weed on you, it's going to look bad. But if the Washington law says you can carry 24 ounces, it kind of covers your ass more significantly. So it's kind of sad to see them just chopping away at the rules here for the medical patients. It's them, quote unquote, trying to regulate the system, but we didn't really see this kind of heavy-handed legislation, quote unquote, improving in Colorado, and they're doing fine. They're making plenty of money. They had the dual dispensaries going on, and they're making plenty of money, and there are still sole medical marijuana dispensaries out there. So kind of forcing this amalgamation of recreation and medical, it's just going to create problems for business owners. I can't imagine problems with, getting new licensing. This is just creating just a flurry of new problems. So keep an eye on HB 2149. It's it hit the House and got approved, so hopefully the Senate has a little more
common sense.
So yeah, email your local senators in Washington. Let them know that this is some serious bullshit.
It was introduced by Rep. Eileen Cody, Democratic West Seattle. Man, you should write to her. Pose a good argument.
I wouldn't write to her. You never write to the person
that's
supporting
a good point.
the bill.
Yeah, you're right.
They're like, I'm not gonna fucking stop. It's my bill. Yeah. What is it? It was funny. Someone posted a website recently on Reddit where it takes you to your local rep or whatever, and you can send them an email and let them know how you feel about marijuana. And it was about a current bill, and people were like, "Damn, I was about to submit my email and everything, but I noticed that the representative of my district is the person representing the bill, so I can't do anything." I mean, I could email the other reps, but it's not my rep. It was kind of a funny little pickle to be in.
Yeah.
So moving on to some good news. I promised good news. I did. You want to read this one?
Okay. Okay.
Let me make it a little bigger for you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Title.
Yeah, title. This comes to us from where?
RT.
What does RT stand for? RT questions more. .com. RT.com. Bill to legalize medical marijuana proposed in Mexico. This was RT. So, tell me about this one. I don't want to read it. No.
A group of left-wing Mexican politicians. Man, this writing.
I can try.
No.
Try.
It's literally because they have bad grammar here. I'm doing a Greg Proops already.
I know, that's why I'm like, let me just do it so you don't like.
A group of left-wing Mexican politicians have announced a bill to legalize medical marijuana. The legalization will be pitched to the Senate as an alternative to the current prohibitionist policy, which has done little to curb illegal drug industry. The bill was presented by members of Mexico's third largest political party at a press conference in Mexico City on Tuesday. Congressman Fernando
Dreams.
Belauzaran of the Party of the Democratic Revolution. Damn, that's some hardcore shit, dude. Like, can you imagine if that was like our political parties? Like revolution in the name.
Yeah.
Like, intense. So Congressman Fernando Belauzaran of the Party of the Democratic Revolution said Mexico was in need of a new tactic in the war against drugs. 70,000 dead, 26,000 disappeared, and an incalculable number of internally displaced are more than sufficient reason to look for an alternative model, Congressman Fernando Belauzaran told reporters. The bill itself would modify the Mexican Criminal Code and the Mexican General Health Law, establishing a framework for the production, transportation, and the distribution of medical marijuana. Under the legislation, the legal limit on the amount of marijuana an individual can carry would increase from 5 grams to 30 grams, basically an ounce. Moreover, an individual who is found to be growing pot would not be penalized as long as the amount of the drug produced did not exceed 300 grams. The bill will be presented to the lower house at some point next week. So, man, Mexico making moves about fucking time. What?
It's gonna be really intense.
It'll be interesting, you know, with the level of like how cartels are like controlling the newspapers and stuff. It'll be fascinating to see the struggle this goes through, you know, and like if people start getting assassinated in like the Senate. I mean, I don't want to start talking dark, but real talk, like.
Well, I mean, just the idea, the looming like thought that at like voting areas or voting polls, I would assume there would be or something like that.
Yeah,
there would be people like harassing other people, or not even harassing, just presenting the idea that they are present. You know what I mean? Like making sure everybody knows that they are there. Yeah.
It'll be fascinating because the cartels still have a very strong control in that area. We can make these sweeping moves in the U.S. and just, you know, do whatever we want, but in Mexico, they are still like under that very, very scary hand. I said it was good news, but
what like dark. A turn for the.
I'm sorry. Good news again. Oh no, this is bad news. I'm sorry. Oof. But this one I won't get into too much because honestly, like, I haven't found a properly written article about it. It's all like written in that kind of like. Cody was 23, and you know he was an innocent man, but one night the cops came and took him out. You know, it's like, why are you writing like that? You're fucking supposed to be a non-biased source of information. So this is from the Denver Post. Boulder medical marijuana raid target has few links to other targets. I don't know if you guys saw this. I posted it. It happened, when did this happen? What was the date? Happened on the 16th of February.
A week ago. 7 days.
So, I posted up a striking picture of an officer in a black ski mask with a giant pile of just marijuana.
Covered in snow.
Covered in snow and massacred. It was just a sad picture. And, we were on vacay at the time, I think.
Yes, we were.
And it was just crazy to just see, like, this happening. It just came out of nowhere. You know, like, it seems like these raids, you know, things are quiet for a little while and people are making money and everything's going great. And then all of a sudden, just somebody just, like, slips up and the feds just swoop in. Or I guess it wasn't even the feds, it was really just
The local law
Kind
enforcement.
of local law, yeah, here. But check that out if you're interested. Colorado raids. This was, again, one of those kind of raids where it was kind of justified, I guess, because the guy was, not really licensed and then claimed he was licensed and lied to, you read the article and you can see how sticky the situation is, and I can't imagine how it'll be for the courts to unravel this little knot. But this clearly wasn't a case of like a legit dispensary just being randomly raided. This is like some dude who fucked up on his bureaucracy papers or was literally trying to probably supersede the bureaucracy. Yeah. Miss WeedPornDaily sums it up in one sound effect. I know, baby. I know. This comes to us from the Seattle PI. House OK's bill creating industrial hemp business. Good news.
Oh, I remember discussing this.
Mm-hmm. This comes to us from the AP. So we aren't really supposed to be discussing this. This is copyrighted, written stuff that I'm supposed to be paying like $100 a month to get access to, but I'm breaking the law anyway and bringing this text to you guys. What's up?
Baby.
I know. I'm a renegade. Let's do this.
Oh, I can't.
Industrial hemp would be allowed to be grown in Washington state under a measure passed Monday by the House. House Bill 1888 received unanimous support in the House and now heads up to the Senate. The measure authorizes the Director of the Department of Agriculture to issue licenses to grow industrial hemp. The department would be designated as the sole source and supplier of seeds used for industrial hemp production. And then hemp is used to make a variety of blah 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 hemp and clothing. So this is really good news because we're actually seeing in a lot of places where hemp is legalized, and now that the federal government has come out and said that they're not going to prosecute any industrial hemp growth where it's legal in the state. We're seeing the states come out and people wanting to grow it, and they can't. They literally can't. They're saying, where do we find seeds? Because if we source them from outside of the state, the federal government comes and arrests us. So these people are struggling to find a subsistent strain?
Yeah.
Of hemp?
Yeah.
Because when you're growing on an industrial scale, you don't just
pull out the plants and start over.
Bag seed, and just start growing, bro. It doesn't work that way. You want genetics that are very stable, very resistant to pesticides and mold and things like that, fungicides, or whatever. I was right the first time.
Yeah.
But you just want vigorous genetics, and companies offer that.
It's also something you don't want to drain the soil of nutrients too quickly, and
there are a lot of factors.
A lot of factors.
And we actually saw a farmer recently in Colorado plant the first industrial hemp harvest since the ban. And if you saw the video, you can see, and even they admitted the harvest was very meager and it was very shitty, and it was just because they didn't have good seeds, and really it takes time. It's like with anything, it takes a couple years to get the roots settled in and things like that. So it's really nice to see the state coming out and offering licenses and offering seeds and really just taking control of the situation. Because I think I reported recently on an article where there was I think it was in Colorado or another state where it's legal. People were basically going to a local hemp company and asking them, "Oh, do you have hemp seeds? Are you a source of hemp seeds?" And they would have to turn them all away because they can't legally sell hemp seeds because they can't import them or anything, and they don't know where to get them. So they were saying in the article, I have this essentially a book of clients just waiting for seeds here, and I can't do anything about it. So this really just takes that situation, takes all these lost prospective business, large business owners in some cases, and gives them a structure. This is good news. Fucking Washington, stepping it up in the hemp department, fucking it up in the medical marijuana department. Goddamn.
Oh, Cora liked our picture.
We love Coral.
Yeah.
She's so nice. She's too nice. She's one of those people that I'm like, you're too nice, bro. Like I don't know how people like you exist. It's crazy. Like, you deserve more than you get. And that's saying a lot.
She gets a lot of really good nails.
It says a lot, yeah. Yeah. Moving along with more good news. This is news that you've probably heard everywhere. So I'm not gonna really harp on it too much. But, from normal.org. Departments of Justice and Treasury release marijuana banking guidance. Today, the Department of Justice and Financial Crimes Enforcement Network Division of the Treasury Department released long-anticipated guidance to banks and other financial institutions on how they can interact with marijuana businesses that are licensed under state law. Under current regulations, financial institutions are required to file suspicious activity reports when they suspect a transaction has a drug connection. The new guidance creates a 3-tiered system for these reports: marijuana limited, marijuana priority, and marijuana termination. This will allow these institutions to work with marijuana businesses as long as they are operating in accordance with state laws and regulations. The Department of Justice reserves the right to pursue criminal charges when they suspect businesses are breaking the guidelines they released late last year and would still require banks to report any activity they suspect to be operating outside of state regulations. So I don't know if you guys remember the regulations they released last year for dispensaries, but it was basically some bullshit fucking, 1, follow your state's rules. 2, don't deal to minors. 3, don't deal near schools, fucking, that whole rigmarole. Don't deal over state lines, don't deal with other drugs, etc., etc. And then the last one, the last guideline, the 8th guideline, the 8th commandment said that they can just do whatever they want if they think the business is suspected of anything. It was like a catch-all. So they have to follow those crazy guidelines when dealing with banks now. And since I've reported on that, I've been reading more articles where banks have come out and said even though the federal government has actually released these guidelines, they still don't want to deal with the marijuana businesses. It's still too sticky of a situation for them to get their hands dirty. They don't want to get their hands covered in resin, bro. So, Weak, bro. You need to do that. Sum up like every little news article or something. Little one-off. You'll be like the new Mitch Hedberg. Poll finds increasing support for making medical and recreational marijuana use in New York State. Wait, what?
Use legal.
Right. I need another bong hit. Cover me for a second. Where is it from?
Okay. NYDN? I'm not sure. State voters favor legalizing medical marijuana by a huge margin, 88 to 9%, according to the Quinnipiac poll released Monday. Voters also favor legalizing small amounts of marijuana for recreational use by a margin of 57 to 39, the same poll found.
You don't have to read it all. But doesn't this look familiar?
This was, okay, I guess you wanted to use this article as a segue into, our Disney trip?
Yeah.
I guess. On the last day of us enjoying our vacation at Disney, Mr. WeedPornDaily stepped out for a minute to take a smoke, and, no big deal. And just as he was leaving, I was watching the television, and the television had the news broadcast. I believe it was NBC. I'll give him a little credit because I care a little bit. And they were discussing this exact poll. And it was, by MSNBC, it was the Daily Rundown with Chuck To-Do. And it was like the numbers or whatever, the daily rundown. So it was like the numbers of the day. And it was the data bank reported on the 57% support by New York. And it was just really funny. And I quickly pulled out my phone and I took pictures, and that's what I'm reading from right now. And this was for February 17th. This was at like 7 in the morning. And I was just like, why do these things come up on the television when Mr. WeedPornDaily goes and steps out of the room? Like, how does this happen?
You just can't escape me.
I can't escape him. Like, even when I want a break from him, and I'm like, oh, good, he's out. And
he gets a smoke break.
I get a break.
No,
I love him very much. So it was just very, very funny. It was like, the whole time we were thinking about work, and he was thinking about work, and I was independently thinking about his work and my work, and we were all just very, like, nervous, because we were just like, oh, this is the middle of the work week, like, I can't believe we're doing this kind of thing. And, like, as, like, our vacation was coming to an end, like, his job was, like, seeping back into, like, the main, like, center point.
Yeah, even
it bled right in.
Everybody's consciousness, it's not just our little circles. Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But we went to Disney. That was a nice trip. It was documented on our Instagram a little bit. If you want to check that out, you can see basically us paxing at Epcot.
We smoked a lot in MGM.
Ordering like late night delivery and like smoking up joints. Just a lot of the
hotboxing.
Oh, the hotboxing. Oof. So yeah, we had a good time. You can check that out on at Ganja Grouch.
And I was a little surprised because I wasn't the one with the phone doing the posting of the Instagram, and now I was kind of like, about it. He didn't post that much. I was expecting him to post far more than he did, and every time we look at him, I'm like, he hasn't posted anything today. What is he doing?
Yeah.
What are you taking pictures of?
Trying to keep it on the low, on the down low. I don't know, or not the down low, but just I don't know. Because last time I kind of I didn't flood the Instagram, but it was just a bunch of videos of like every ride and like everything.
Well, people like that though. It's like a nice it's a refreshing thing, especially if you're like everybody's all about weed on your little feed, and you're like, oh, look, a cool like a roller coaster or something, like a little like different thing to mix it up.
Well, I tried to take a photographic approach to it this time. I don't know. I also didn't whip out the camera at all. Like, I didn't record any videos with it. It was crazy. Could have gotten some 1080p WeedPornDaily TV videos at Disney. But I don't know. Just, it was my vacay, baby. It was break time. But, it was an interesting trip. We just have, what was it? I have a whole list of shit to talk about. One second here.
We're gonna do this.
We're gonna do this, because I'm so stoned I forget everything.
You queue so much and you draft so much for during the day.
Yeah, I had to scroll down a bit.
Yeah. Okay, so can we? You want to give them like a little mainframe so they at least understand how we did it? We stayed there for 4 days.
Yeah.
We drove down there, and then we like went to the resort. We stayed at the resort for 1 day. We went 2 days at the park, and then we left the resort the final day, which was the 4th day. Yeah.
Day 1, we roll in, and we're at downtown Disney. We check into the hotel, which is the All Stars Sports.
Sports, yeah.
Yeah.
It was our first time, because I have always been going to the movies because we're super value, frugal people?
Yeah.
Or frugal families, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went to the music previously.
I've been to the sports
before. And you've been to the sports as well?
I've been to sports, music, and...
the music and the movies?
No, movies, thanks to you.
And Pop Century.
And Pop Century.
Yeah. They're super. And you went to New Orleans as well.
Yeah.
I haven't stayed at like one of those before. And you stayed at the Coronado.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't stay at Fort Wilderness. That's like too much for you too.
Yeah, that's the upper tier.
That's upper tier.
Getting too high.
And myself, it's like Pop Century, All Stars Movies, I stayed at the Coronado. And I almost stayed at the fucking Four Wilderness. I was sick as fuck, but no. Okay.
What was it? You flew too close with things of wax.
Yeah, basically.
But first night, we checked into the hotel, and it was Valentine's Day, like that day.
Yeah.
So we decided to go down to downtown Disney and go to the House of Blues, which you can see on the Instagram.
Yeah.
And just chilled out, went to House of Blues, had a really nice dinner, had some bomb-ass pina colada, right?
We had a delicious pina colada. It was a virgin pina colada, because we're responsible people. And I just don't like alcohol. But,
because I was busy packing up before,
yeah, we were smoking prior. And, we enjoyed it. They gave me a huge meal. My meal was huge. Your meal was pretty good, too. The lady was very accommodating for your food allergies and things.
Yeah, that's always appreciating. And the environment was just nice. It's like the House of Blues is something that I always hear about in other podcasts and other what is it, like performers talk about, because they go there to perform. So I was like, what is the big deal about this place? What is like, I just wanted to see the Majestique.
The Majestique.
Or whatever.
It's a little weird because, like through like middle school and high school, I did academic competitions. So, we would actually go as like a little treat for everybody. As a treat for everybody, we would kind of just go to downtown Disney, have like dinner there, go to Disney Quest or whatever. Cause you're in middle school. What do you do? And, what was it? I one time ate at the House of Blues, and it was like the cool thing to do. All the cool kids like were eating there and whatever. You're in an academic competition. Nobody's really that cool anyways. But, so I had this whole impression of the House of Blues and how cool it was. I remember they used to sell catfish chicken nuggets. They don't do that anymore. I wonder what happened. I wonder who got sick, who complained. But then, recently.
We got those catfish from the bayou. I don't know what you're talking about.
And I recently, for another academic, kind of convention, meet, competition thing, I went to Louisiana and I went to New Orleans and I got to see the original House of Blues. And it was a very different experience now going to see the one at Disney. Cause I was like, they did such a great, like, collection of, like, stereotypes and looks and aesthetics that are, like, very key to Louisiana and, interpreted well for, like, a Disney, like, thing. It was pretty interesting. Yeah. And we went for a smoke after dinner because, dinner was too much for us. And we saw a bunny rabbit outside.
That was intense. I pulled out a joint because I packed before. That was my little light prep for dinner. Got me ready. And then, afterwards I had like a fat joint waiting. And, like right outside the House of Blues, there's like a little lake. And,
it's a lake to cross to the boardwalk, I think,
or
something.
I think the New Orleans.
Or New Orleans. Actually, you're right, New Orleans.
Hotels and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also like a little like walkway.
Like it's like there's like a field.
Yeah, a little field.
There's like a little field that it leads to the parking lot, one of the parking lots.
There's like a perimeter you can walk. It's nice.
That's like a nice little walk around. They probably have somebody during the day that occupying that space or something like that, But there was a little bunny rabbit there.
That was one of the most surprising aspects of Disney that I've never noticed before. There are fucking bunny rabbits
everywhere.
What the fuck? Don't even. That wasn't even like the first one we saw.
No, it wasn't, because when we first arrived at the resort, we initially started in one room and they moved us to another room because of issues with our shower that I guess we'll talk about later. Oof. But and so we were next to this like forest area, and it was full of like the thicket, like very, very thick like brush and bush. And there were little bunnies in there, and you could hear them in the nighttime, like.
Bro. I went out to smoke one night, trying to mind my own business. It's fucking like really cold. I'm all wrapped up, hands in my pockets. I got my packs in one hand while warming it up, and I'm walking to my little staircase to smoke, and all of a sudden I hear like, and I see this this giant black shadow. Like not the size of like a squirrel, but like the size of like, not even the size of like a dog, like big, bro, big, and it moves like across like the walkway, and I just step back, like stop and step back, I'm like, what was that? Well, and like I see like the shadow, and I see like the hind legs, like it's like a bunny, but it's so big, you can't believe it's a bunny, and you were asleep already.
Yeah.
So I had no one to like react to.
He sends me like a text message that I see the next morning when he's like still asleep and I'm getting ready.
Yeah. That shit was intense. But we saw a smaller, cuter bunny, and it was like a foot away from us, and I just smoked my joint, and it just chilled out with us.
It was so like nice to us.
It was very nice. It was very.
It like didn't report us.
Yeah.
It didn't do anything.
Yeah. Didn't thump its leg very rapidly.
It was such a sweet, cute little bunny.
So yeah, that was a nice first night. Yeah. The cold air helped substantially. I noticed that it didn't make us cough at all. Like I literally, like when I smoke joints, I'll just cough up a lung. Halfway through the joint or nearing the end, especially, it gets particularly rough, and I just start coughing, and I didn't cough at all. Like that was one of the worries at cognito smoking at Disney. Blending in with the cigarette smokers. Cigarette smokers don't really cough. You don't really take a big enough hit like that, or don't hold it in long enough to cough. So when you start coughing, it's kind of like a little dead giveaway that you're a stoner amongst non. Yeah. So that was really nice. That was really nice. It was just smooth hits the whole time. Bless that cold air. That'd be one aspect that would get me to move to a slightly colder climate.
Well, it's also like it was just like a really nice experience that you just don't normally experience Disney cold. I've never really experienced Disney cold like that.
Yeah, it was like really cold.
We were in a jacket the whole time.
Yeah, I've been to Disney. Yeah. But yeah, the next day we went to MGM, or should I call it Hollywood Studios?
I forget which one is it.
Hollywood Studios.
It's Hollywood Studios.
No, yeah.
God, it's so difficult. Sorry.
One of the things that we always look out for when we go to the parks now is we have to check the map and check out all the smoking spots before we go, and map it out and like see, okay, this one looks like it's in a low traffic area. This one's in like a little nook over here. That's pretty cool.
Oh man, this one has like
how far this is. What? But Hollywood Studios in particular did not have that many smoking spots.
Oh, they did
sadly.
not. They did not.
They had like 2, and that was it. It was pretty crazy. Luckily, though, we found this perfect little nook at the exit of the Indiana Jones ride, and at the well, it's like whatever, man. Like what the fuck? Like it's a nook.
I don't need some other people there.
Come in and find some fucking.
Well, I don't want to draw attention.
I guess. Well, there was a nice little nook that we found, and it was nice. We could just literally just park up, smoke, and nobody passed by, nobody bothered us. Perfect, just perfect. Yeah, MGM was nice. I keep calling it MGM. It's just easier to say MGM.
It's just MGM is easier.
Yeah. Sadly, everything was closed when we went.
It was very disappointing because everything in the park was very.
It was the rock and roller coaster was under maintenance in the morning.
No, what happened was that there were technical difficulties.
Yeah.
And they spent the whole day trying to fix it. Yeah.
And then the Fast Pass people ended up getting backed up, so it was like the whole ride was just backed up the whole day. It was intense. And the backlot ride was out of order. What else was?
I don't know if it was out of order. I think they were just doing the maintenance thing.
Yeah, it was just not available.
And so they only had like the Institute or whatever, the Institute of American Film or something.
Yeah, like they had the end of the ride open.
So you could like look at like all the little memorabilia and stuff. The museum.
What is it? The top 100 films of something.
Yeah, of the century or something.
Well, I got to see like the naked drawing from Titanic or something.
Yeah. Well, it was like you could see like Batman's costume from the Tim Burton film, or like the Superman cape.
Yeah, with the wires in it. Little things like that. But yeah, it was surprisingly lots of shit closed. That was a little disappointing.
And there was not that many people there.
And a very low traffic day, surprisingly. Yeah, just a little underwhelming.
And it was a
that's
Magic
like my
Hours day
favorite park.
too.
Yeah. Really? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, normally like MGM and Epcot fight for my favorite park. So that time, MGM did not win.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't get to ride too much.
Yeah. Because we didn't ride. We decided not to go with the Tower Terror because Tower Terror is we've done it. It's whatever.
I'm not into up and down motions on my stomach with my nausea. It's pretty intense.
Or just the fact that we're both relatively, like, you're thinner than I am.
Yeah.
But, like, those seats, like, the seat belts are designed for you to not be super tight so that you actually lift in your seat.
That's actually one of the things that I have with roller coasters where they never get tight enough sometimes. And I'll have a problem where I'm, like, gripping for my life.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, MGM was a little underwhelming, but the smoking went well there. Smoking went well. And the new Star Tours was pretty sick.
Yeah, he hadn't seen it before.
That was a nice little...
It's been a while since you had been to MGM and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And where did we eat at MGM?
We ate at... We didn't have that much there. I don't even... We ate at the backlot place. Because that place is like...
or whatever.
Yeah. It's the one where it looks like a warehouse / shed kind of place, like where all the workers go kind of thing. It's cool. I like that area a lot. They have good food. We had a good lunch.
Yeah, it was a nice lunch.
Yeah.
A lot of Asian people.
That was like a thing, yeah. It's because it's their summer right now.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out like what was the logic. Like, did they get out of school or something?
And they did.
Or, yeah. And it was intense. It was just a lot of it was a
lot of
Asian,
college people.
But it was Japanese. Like,
it was
just
super.
Hear all
yeah.
like, oh, arigato, oh, sugoi, oh, kawaii desu.
Oh man, it was so cute. Like seeing them, like the couple. Remember we saw the couple at MGM in the animation section, and they were just like looking and taking pictures of the cell paintings that they had like available for sale. They were like $150, and the girl was just going, oh, sugoi, sugoi. Yeah.
Kawaii desu, kawaii. And the boyfriend was very loud. Oi, sore wa, Mickey desu. Ho ho ho, honto ho ho. He was like just very, he was a character. I appreciated that. Yeah. I appreciate when they're like loud and proud, and they don't feel like, because I don't know, I almost feel weird like yelling like a foreign language like in a foreign place. You know, like I feel like everyone would be looking at me.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
They didn't give a fuck, and that's what's up. That's what's up. But yeah, lots of Japanese people. That's always cool to see like that culture and just to hear the language and get to bump into people. Oh, arigato. Oh, sumimasen. Oh.
Daijoubu.
Oh. Oh.
The weeaboo in me was like hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. Second day was
Well, we still have to talk about what we did at night. Like,
oh, what did we do at night on that day?
We like quit early, like at MGM because there was so much things that were closed that we were just like, oh man, might as well just like go.
And we weren't going to Fantasmic.
Oh, forget Fantasmic.
Fucking,
I have a friend that works at Disney. I have a lot of friends that do. And he was like my longtime friend. He's like, you have to see Fantasmic if you have never seen it. But what happened is that my mom was really good at editing when we went to Disney because she made sure we had like optimal fun time. Like it wasn't like wasted time kind of thing. And she was very good at that. And I never saw Fantasmic. And now that I sat through Fantasmic as an adult and I can really appreciate the cinematics, I can appreciate all the effort of the costumes and the manufacturing and everything. Just everything was so difficult. It was the biggest fucking letdown. It was just so boring, so dumb.
Come on, baby. Didn't you love when the floats come out? And they dance?
Float on water. Oh my god. I was so over it. So we decided against that because it takes like 3 hours to wait for a seat. You know, it's such a waste of time. It's such a waste of time. Like, you would need to have like an annual pass or something to go and just waste that much time there at Disney. Like that. And, so we went back to the hotel. So it was early, it was quiet, relaxing. The resort was a little bit quieter because there was a lot of people just out during the day, you know, because that's like kind of like how it happens at hotels. But I mean, it was still pretty active because there was always people fucking playing sports everywhere.
Well, yeah, since
It's because it's a sports hotel.
Okay, let's talk. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's talk about that. Check this out. So, first off, we get to the hotel when we checked in, and we asked for a king-size bed. And for some reason, king-size bed automatically equates handicap room at Disney. So, you know, we get to the room, and, you know, king-size bed, cool. We get a mini fridge. Very fucking cool. Yeah, and it didn't have any shit in it to, like, you know, make us, like, scared to open or whatever, remove. So it was just purely for our use. But we go to the bathroom, and it's literally, like, no
it's
tub.
It's a locker room.
Yeah, like, yeah, it's just all open shower.
Like, open tile, like, imagine, like, kind of like 1989, like, high school locker room, like white tile with the toilet in the middle of the showers. They had like a curtain, which was like okay.
Yeah.
But I can
and
totally.
Bars for, you know,
yeah.
support.
They also had like a seat in there for somebody that needed the help. And I was like, I really appreciate that they really did like accommodate like all of this. Like everything was very well suited, and I can imagine it was very helpful. I mean, they even had the double eye like piece, so you can look at the door
you know,
if
that
you're
was
at
an
a different
observation,
height.
yeah, that I noticed. They have like the eyepiece like lower for the people in the wheelchairs. Or the first time I noticed it, I was like, oh man, look, they have like support for LPs here. Like, and then the next train of thought was all wheelchairs. But yeah, the first room, the shower didn't have warm water. So the first
it was
day,
like some kind of freak thing that happened.
Yeah, the first day
and it was it was so. Wait, before, he had done, the first night he had done yoga at night, because, you know, he needs to keep his knees all fresh for, like, all the walking we have to do and whatever. And in doing the yoga, he was like, okay, I'm gonna take a shower and then I'm gonna go to bed. And he couldn't get the hot water working. And I was already kind of like half asleep in bed. So I thought to myself, oh, he probably just didn't understand the instructions.
Stoned idiot doesn't fucking...
I did not think that much, but...
Too stoned to work the fucking shower.
And it was basically, that's what my thought was. And, so the following morning, I get up very early in the morning, because that's just the person that I am. And, I couldn't get the water to run either. And I did, like, everything I could possibly do, because we had used those kind of exact kind of showers before, and it was not a problem. And I had to take, like, a shower in the sink, basically, because the sink had hot water, like, surprisingly. But, I took, like, it was, like, really sad and pathetic. But it worked out. I had a really good hair day that day, so it didn't even really matter. Ooh, back's down. And then, he got up, and I told him that I couldn't get it to fix, and he's like... And he just went on with his shower in the sink.
Took a whole bath.
Yeah.
Yeah. We moved rooms, and
they were so kind and efficient and sweet about it, and they got us like a new room. But it was like our room was on the second floor, and then now we were at ground level.
And we were okay. So this is how All-Star Sports works. I'd never realized this before with my previous visit because I was in like a different building. But in the building we were in, it's like a football building specifically, like literally like what would you call it? The decoupage on the fucking building.
The facade.
The facades are all like footballs and shit, and like
footballs.
Helmets.
They have the little flags, like bunt flags, like perfect flags.
Yeah, it's all football.
Yeah.
And
helmets.
Between the buildings, there's literally a fucking football field. And it has like the stands or whatever.
It has bleachers.
They have bleachers, and that's where the smoking section was.
Yeah, which was like strange.
So stupid. Yeah.
And then they had like all the yard lines.
Yeah. So it was like a real like.
But it was like they kind of did. They had like the posts.
One, yeah.
It was like a small kid-sized one kind of thing. They had those little goal posts, and it also doubled as a soccer field. I noticed a lot of people playing soccer there.
It was just a big
field
for people to play some fucking sports. And they put us ground level facing that field. And I was like, no, god damn it. And every day, every day without a doubt, between
Screaming.
6 in the morning to 9 o'clock at night.
No, later, 11. Because they kept the lights on and the adults would play, yeah.
So you just hear people, woo! Woo! And just whatever noises sports people make.
Yeah.
Fucking all that shit going on. So that was a little... If you ever stay at the sports hotel, make sure...
You're really into sports.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know how they say, would you rather have a standard room or a preferred room? I never splurge for the preferred room because for us, it's not important to be right next to the pool, which is the main point of having a preferred room is being next to a pool. But, goddamn. Being where all those children are, it's a lot.
It makes a difference.
It makes a difference. Go for the standard.
Yeah. So yeah, that was an interesting aspect of the sports hotel. Fucking. Yeah.
It was also.
What? No, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's certainly smaller than the All-Stars movies, which is what I'm accustomed to.
We actually, she said that, and I was like, fucking bullshit. That's fucking, you just that's your childhood memory, enhancing shit or whatever, and literally we just went last year. But we walked over. We walked from the sports hotel, because they're all in a line, and we walked to the music one, and the music one was just a carbon copy with music.
So he was getting all cocky, thinking to himself,
I was yeah, see baby, I'm telling you. It's all the same shit. We walked into the gift shop, I'm like, look, it's the same size.
It's the same size, same merchandise.
What's up? We walk over to the movies one, and suddenly shit starts getting bigger, better.
You become more dwarfed in comparison in size. Yeah.
And,
the dining room was at least 2/3 2/3 larger and
more efficient.
Well, organized in size.
Yeah.
And the gift shop was
well
sized. And the employees were better and nicer.
Documented on the podcast. That's all. Yeah. We hotboxed the football at the sports hotel. That was nice. We went out. She had her banana joint, and I had my.
Wait, wasn't that that was the second night, baby?
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the first night.
Oh, I'm just letting them know it happened.
Oh. I thought we were doing this chronologically.
Well, I have a hard time keeping it chronological.
Well, let's talk about Epcot then.
We went to Epcot.
The second day.
Well, I guess technically the third day.
It was the third day of the trip, the second day of the parks.
Yeah. Epcot was way more packed than Hollywood Studios.
Way more, and it was the down season, the low season for Epcot, because Epcot's high season starts early in March for the 28th of February. The 28th of February, something like that, for the Festival of the Flowers, which is a big deal.
That's when it starts ramping up, yeah.
It ramps up, substantially.
But, yeah, that shit was packed. And we didn't get there, during the magic hours or whatever. We got there, general admission time.
We, could have gone during the magic hours, but we were too fucking lazy to get out of bed. We were so late that day, that morning. It was a combination of me ignoring my alarm and not showering early enough, and him not just doing his yoga fast enough either. Well, it's not fast enough. It's just having plenty of time to do it. It was faults, both our faults. Mm-hmm. So we started at the general admission hour. I'm glad that we got those Fast Pass Pluses, man.
Yeah, we had the Magic Band system.
Yeah.
This new system where they basically tag you like a fucking animal
with
a GPS
RFID
tracker. Yeah, and as if it wasn't enough that you're in their park and they have a GPS
they have
thing cameras everywhere and they have some underground city with gremlins working. It's not enough. They now have bracelets that they put on you that keep track of everywhere where you are and
where your location is.
Have your information on it so they can scan it and be oh hey April, happy birthday and shit and fucking all that.
We noticed that with every ride that you get on, they use the fast passes, or every ride that had it, and we just were able to see the table at which people scan their bands. They actually show you. They always had 2 little pulls that people could scan twice at a time, or 2 at a time. And every time they would always show their names. So it'll say can you imagine what our names are, like, on the magic bands? Like Oscar and Rebecca?
Yeah.
Like, everybody knew who we were.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
Everybody knows your name. Isn't that comforting? Like Cheers.
You hated that commercial. You didn't understand it. You said, I made the Cheers joke, and you were just like...
Oh, it was just a bad commercial.
Whatever. 20 points if you, like, figure out what commercial we're talking about.
Yeah, Epcot. We did, first thing first, we did Soarin', right?
Yeah, we did Soarin'.
And we had to do a little wait for that, which is whatever. It wasn't
He
that
was
bad.
such a baby about it.
I went through like 200 articles of like medical marijuana news.
And it was all like repeats.
Yeah. Trying to make it seem like a lot.
But one of the things was that because I had been on Soarin' multiple times, but the last time I had been on it recently was like 2 years ago, and they had a like these, what is it, like body scan, like what is it called, like motion sensor kind of connect, Wii type of thing, where like you would do different like gestures and stuff in front of a camera, and it would affect a TV screen and stuff like that. It was like they have like games that you can play in the line that require a group effort, so it's to create like kind of like a camaraderie around with all the people that you're with.
Basically, and there's like
stuff.
The line is like one like long ass incline. Kind of. Was it
No, it wasn't an incline.
It felt like an incline.
Because he was being a baby about things.
You can see how dramatic it was for me. But it was just a straight line, and there's a giant wall in front of you, and they put big ass
to your side. There's a giant wall to your side.
Whatever. And fucking what is it like? How high would you say it is? Like,
it's probably 3 stories.
Really? That high up?
Yeah.
Like 3 stories high of a projection.
No. The whole building.
Yeah, no.
But the projection itself is probably 1.5. So like, let's say like 12 to 15 stories, or so feet. Really, sorry,
pretty
feet.
Pretty big ass projection, and you control it with your
like body gestures and stuff like that. Like there's one where it's like a bird, so you flap. Everybody flaps their arms, and it like makes the bird flap faster and more efficiently.
There's one where you build land.
You build and morph the land, and then you grow like, plants and stuff.
Every time you lift your arm, it like.
There's like gestures that you're supposed to like lift dirt and like make things blossom and whatever. But they forgot to turn it on. And by the time we reached the console where they actually controlled that, the lady just came out and turned it on. And we just saw it turn on, and we got to watch everybody else play. Oscar was like,
Yeah, it was just like, what else could go wrong? And rub it in my face. Oh yeah, this. Yeah.
Because I had played the games before. It was like no big deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, the ride was really fucking sick. It was really sick.
He had never taken it. He had never been on it before.
Yeah. Really felt like I was flying over California on what is it? A hang glider? Is that where you're? I
think it's supposed to be like you just flying, like flight. Yeah, it is a hang glider. It's a hang glider.
Yeah, at one point, literally, like a hang glider comes out and he goes, woo! And you're like, oh look, it's another hang glider. Like, fellow.
Well, no, if you look at the seats, they have those little overhangs, and the overhangs are supposed to look like the hang gliding thing. Yeah. But
yeah, that was a pretty sick ride. Like, despite like people's feet hanging above me, it didn't.
It was really. That much. Well, see, yeah, like I've been always like on the first row, so the first row you always get the best seats because you're like the highest, and you're like you don't see anybody, so it doesn't like illusion it. But we definitely like got the worst seats because we were like at the end of the line.
But it was still immersive enough.
Yeah.
Fucking cold with that wind blowing at you. They don't warn you that it's really fucking.
Well, it's that fresh California air.
Yeah, and they infuse like smells and stuff too. So
yeah, so you can smell like oranges. Yeah,
oranges.
What? I don't know. You don't even like oranges.
No, that's why I was being sarcastic.
Okay.
Yeah, the Soarin' was pretty sick. That's like a new ride, right? That's from Cali.
Relatively new. That's it's from the California one, kind of. Not really, because it's supposed to whatever. But it's not that new. It's been at least since I first went there. So when I first went there was 2007, I think. Like to Epcot.
A little while.
Yeah.
But Epcot was pretty sick for smoking spots. That was one aspect that was nice. At least
it was a little stressed.
Half of it was good.
Yeah, half of it wasn't.
Like the world section sucked.
Yeah.
And then the non
the technology section.
The land and the sea and all that.
Well, we didn't do it in the land, did we? Oh, we did do it in the land, but you paxed.
Mm-hmm.
Paxing was like no big deal. But you did joints in what is it? Technologies West, I think it's called, or East.
There were just a lot of like really nice, because it's all like gardens and stuff. So they had a lot of opportunities to accommodate the smokers. And there was one particular spot by, what is it?
The Ellen's Energy Ride?
Yeah, like around there, like there was just like grooves everywhere that everybody could just sit down and just chill out and smoke. It was perfect. Perfect. That was really nice. I got a nice smoke right before poop.
It was between Ellen's Energy Ride and the Mission to Mars.
Yeah, that one.
Which I accidentally thought it was the Mission to Earth, or what was it?
Earth.
Spaceship Earth. I got them mixed up.
But, yeah. We did, what? After that? We did Spaceship Earth.
Yeah, Spaceship Earth. Because I thought that the reason why we were smoking there was because it was right next to Mission to Mars. Mm-hmm. But I thought that it was Spaceship Earth.
So we walked back to Spaceship Earth, did that. And that was interesting because we'd never done that before.
I had never been on the ride. And have you been on the ride before? No. You had not been on the ride either. And it was one of those things where my mom told me, like, oh, just skip it. It's like, whatever. Mm-hmm. No big deal. And I guess you just never done it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did the previous incarnation.
Oh, that's right. Okay, and you hadn't seen the new one yet. Yeah.
But they had like a nice little, what is it? Was it at the end?
Animation?
Yeah, like they take your picture in the beginning.
In the beginning of the ride.
And you're like, what the fuck? Are they just going to print a picture out of me on a fucking cart? Like,
yeah, like, and it was like, we had not even been in the ride yet. It was like prior to it. And it was kind of the thing where I was like, let me just like pose. And I like smiled really big. And Oscar was like, I guess upset or something. They caught like a micro reaction.
It's just my normal face. What are you talking about? It's just me just not having it. Like, why are they taking a picture of me? What is going on?
Yeah.
But they include your little face in this, like, story.
Little e-card story.
Yeah, yes, a perfect, and I'm out, like, what is it, interpretation of it. It's a little e-card.
It's like an e-card from, like, 2001. Mm-hmm. Like, that was the era.
But it's so well done and so chitsy that it
works.
It was perfect.
It worked perfectly, yeah. Mm-hmm. And it was one of those things was like, do I tell them my real information or do I, like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I had been, like, I had smoked a joint before because I was prepping
for Mission to Mars.
Yeah, so I was like, fuck, I gotta be in
really
Mars
high.
already.
Yeah.
And you guys meet me there. And we pulled up to Spaceship Earth, and I was like, I'm so ready for this. Like, I'm ready for anything this stoned. And we're going through the ride, and like, the first section is like, it's like
the history of like mankind.
Yeah, so they're going
the
through
Neanderthals and stuff.
And what is it, the woolly mammoths?
The woolly mammoth.
And I'm just like, oh shit, this is some fucking serious shit right here. And we keep rolling through, and there's like animatronic people, and
it goes through like Egypt and like the rise of man and all that stuff.
I'm like, oh, look at this! Oh, look at there's Head and Mickey there! Oh shit! And she turns to me at one point, and she just goes, "Isn't this so fucking shitty?"
I did not say that. I did not say that. I was like, this is such a letdown. I expected more because I had heard that this was about like mankind and its inventions and stuff, and it was on a very different level than what I imagined.
And I was just like,
I felt like after he told me this story, like from his perspective, it was like I shot him in the heart.
Well, it didn't affect me at all, but I was just like, how could you not see what I see? And I was like, oh, she's not stoned. Yeah. But, yeah, seriously, get stoned in Disney, man. It really, like, that was one of the aspects of, Disney World and weed that really changed it for me. Because, going as a kid with your family, it's awesome, whatever, it's great, you get to experience the rides, but getting to actually enhance that with weed, getting to enhance your stimulations, and just like the colors and the everything, it's so much better. It immerses you so much more and enables you to pull away from kind of the cynical self that you can tend to have in some of those situations. You know, you look at the animatronics and you're like, oh, look at this cheap shit, like fucking doing the robot over here and shit. But when you're stoned, you look at it and you're like, oh man, look at the marvel of engineering at this current age. Look how far we've come. Man, and think about the next robots they're gonna have. And fucking, whoa man, whoa. You know, it's like you have like way more like to go off of, and it's a way more enjoyable of an experience. So I highly recommend it. Highly.
So that was like the morning.
Morning. And we went into the land section.
And we had like lunch. Mm-hmm. Lunch was like whatever.
Lunch was actually pretty good.
Okay,
like,
good.
It was like
you liked
a
it?
Meal compared to like other places where it was like
they were like
place
stands.
Had like chicken fingers and fries, and it was like all like basically frozen food that they would like prepare, and like this was like rice, beans, and like a cooked chicken on rotisserie. Like it was like real.
I had like a salad, and it was a really good salad, which I learned was like a bag mix from like Publix, which was really funny. Yeah, now I know the secret. Got you, Disney. But I still really liked it. I still think really well of it because I guess they keep it fresh and whatever. But we had
the greenhouse tour.
The greenhouse tour.
After that,
very enjoyable.
Yeah, always.
Very relaxing.
Like it's nice going back now, particularly. Because before I wasn't really interested in growing. It was just like that whole like, wow, tomato tree kind of shit. And now, I go back and I'm like, whoa, look at this like hydroponic system. Whoa, look at them showing off the aeroponic system there, with the roots on rotation. And oh, look at them utilizing the spiral thing and, getting more.
Or like, something that they didn't touch upon? They actually edited out of the tour was them talking about utilizing the fish farming that they're doing, where they have like the fecal matter like affecting and fertilizing the water so that hydroponic plants can grow on the top. They didn't touch upon that in that one. But I always appreciated that one. I thought that was very cool engineering.
Just how enclosed of a system that they can create and not manipulate nature, but just truly use it for what it's, supposed to be used for.
Utilize it to its fullest.
Yeah, that's exactly. So that's always a sick-ass experience.
I'll always appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we found the hidden Mickey this time.
Yeah.
Because I missed it at, Spaceship Earth. Yeah.
And then we went to the Around the World section after that, right?
Oh, no, we did the test track.
No, we did Figment, too.
And Figment was our first thing we did in the morning.
Yeah.
It was relaxing. It was quiet. Mm-hmm. We just kind of rolled around. No big deal.
And I've never done it before. It was
You've
like
never
an
been on
interesting
Figment.
Experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
That like right in the beginning, like when they do like they turn off all the lights and they pretend like a train's gonna come at you. I was surprised they do that for like a kid's ride. That was pretty intense. Like when you're stoned and you're a little paranoid, you're like, what's really going on here? So
I'm gonna come and grab you. That's what it feels like. It feels creepy.
But cool ride. And what is it? We did the test track.
Well, just a comment on Figment. I always, I forgot about it last time I saw it, but then I was like, duh, of course. They include, the other people that did from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Flubber. And I think, man, that really dates the ride because I wonder, how many children are really still rewatching Flubber. Because it was we don't still have the Disney Channel that we had before where they used to show, Flubber and those Disney Channel movies that were from,
Flubber was,
the 1990s.
Yeah,
93,
it's
really?
I guarantee it's I'll look it up.
And they did Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and even then, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids can you look up Honey, I Shrunk the Kids as well? Because Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was in the 80s, and I barely missed it. It was right there. It was 89, damn. But I still watched it when I was young. But it was something that it wasn't a larger part because it didn't have its peak when I had seen it. But Flubber really did. And I was like, man, I don't think even my sister had seen Flubber. Your sisters probably had not seen Flubber. Yeah. My sister hasn't seen the Harry Potter movies. That freaks me out. Because she was that's beyond her generation. That freaks me out. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. But I had a similar thought. Because I was it's interesting how they created that little series of scientists. And I was wondering how, are they going to come out with a new movie with a new scientist and maybe
put him in there?
Or literally just say
Stick
goodbye to all of this stuff.
Oh, God. Well, that's what they did with the last one, which was the bodies. exhibit area. Like, I don't know if you remember that, but Epcot used to have a section that was like a pavilion dedicated to the body, and they closed it down like not too recently, probably
Well, I
like
feel
2000s.
That's not. Does it have anything to do with any particular licenses or movies?
I think it might. I don't remember. No,
Yeah,
I don't
because if
remember.
it was non-licensed, I could easily see that going.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, we went to Test Track. We got to test out the new Test Track because I haven't experienced it.
I didn't experience it either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was new.
That was interesting.
Even more new, yeah.
Build your own like car, make it aerodynamic.
Utilizing those RFID bands.
Yeah, very cool. I'd like that. Just interesting the level of customization that you get. Obviously, like I don't think any of it actually came into play, but it's a nice time killer, like building your car and then.
Well, they created a little experience.
Yeah, like they actually do run your car through virtual simulations and pump some numbers back at you, so you can kind of scrutinize your work.
And you can compare it to like the other people in your group.
Mm-hmm. And actually, I say that it's useless, but after the ride, they have you can drive the car that you made, and they have like a bunch of little mini games set up.
You can like race it with people. So
really
if like
cool.
you have a really fast car, but your efficiency in like the way it handles the gas versus like other economic
like
things,
they literally
like
have gas
electricity,
stations where
yeah.
you have to
refill
pump up on gas. Yeah, it's a nice little mini game, really.
And they let you do commercials, which is
with your
so
car.
funny.
That was a nice little touch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
And they also have like a bunch of cars like available just to like look at.
of course.
Because it was sponsored by what? I don't even want to say the name. What is it?
The people who make Corvettes and
Chevy.
all that.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the
Yeah,
name.
sorry. So we did the test track, and then from test track we went to
all around the world. Got those crumbles
for me.
We went around the world.
Mm-hmm. I was getting a little lightheaded at that time. I remember that.
Packed up a little bit.
Yeah, I packed up by the
felt
ducks. Yeah, that was better.
And we went around Canada, eh? Started off on Canada. Homeland, eh? Nice.
It was so nice to see they had a Winnipeg Jets jerseys available at the store. I was like, represent.
Yeah, you can represent. It was very nice.
And they had like obviously the Toronto Maple Leafs, like whatever.
And the Canucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vancouver, whatever, yeah.
And maple syrup and
They had
various
very
maple syrup
expensive
products.
maple syrup. They also had Tim Hortons coffee. I was very impressed by that. Yeah.
That was a very nice touch.
Yeah.
Very nice. And
They had Crown Royale there for some reason. I saw that. That was weird.
And England was like nothing. We passed through England.
England was like, there was like nothing to do
We
there.
didn't really stop.
Well, there was
lots
like,
of red
there
fucking
was,
telephone boxes.
yeah, I was like, no police boxes, eh? Yeah. Oops.
Shouting from Canada. You hosers. Can't even represent your culture right, eh?
Well, they like dropped the ball at London last time. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
The non-inclusion of like one of the most important portions of literature and like media, and they included a sound clip.
Let's not bristle.
Sound clip.
The Tenet fans here.
Okay. But they had Alice out. Alice was out, and so was Mary Poppins. And there was also another individual, I don't remember who it was, that was also in England. But they were there. And then we went from England to France. And we saw they had Belle out, and Belle was like signing some stuff.
Belle. We just walked through.
We walked through Paris. But I kept a mental note about Paris.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we were just walking, and at one point you even turned to me and you were like, I feel bad for just like strolling through the world like this. I thought we would stop and at least experience the world. But no, we just basically went right to Japan.
Because we're just fucking weeaboos like that.
Yeah, what's up? Walked right into the Mitsuki store. Mitsubishi?
Mitsubishi?
Mitsuki.
Mitsuki, yeah, Mitsuki. Yeah.
Yeah. Browsed, what did you get? You got some stickers?
Oh, I got some jelly stickers,
Mm-hmm.
and they were of like dogs. So they had like little sheeps, and they had other kinds of dogs like German shepherds and stuff.
They had like
And
just a range of products. Like
They had Sanrio. They had anime, so they had like Orenheim. They had like all the big names. Obviously, Hitalia, Naruto, like Bleach, Inuyasha, Inuyasha, Pokemon. They had a huge Pokemon Center section with all the manga, and you can buy the games.
Wasn't that disappointing for you?
And
I remember you browsing through it.
Yeah, I was like, wow, like even like Nintendo of America, like not Nintendo, obviously Nintendo America, like what is it? Nintendo New York. What is it called? New York. I just read Nintendo Center. It used to be Pokemon Center. Pokemon Center New York now became Nintendo something.
Oh, okay.
They have a Nintendo Center or something. I forgot what it's fucking. I just went there like last season. What was it? Nintendo New York. Nintendo Store. Nintendo World. Okay. That thing. Like had better dolls for like Pokemon. I was like disappointed by that. Yeah. And the manga was all flipped. I was like, that was like a little sacrilegious IMO.
Wow.
Like, yeah. Like, what in this day and age, like, what was it, Viz Media that produces their manga now? I don't even remember.
Lots of Miyazaki.
Yeah, stuff. They had a section for Miyazaki stuff. They had a section for Evangelion, like, or like Gundam figurines. Just figurines in general. Like PVC kind of, whatever.
So, I mean, if you've been to the store, or if you've... I was going to say if you've been to Japan, but I'm sure...
If you're just a fucking weeaboo.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, a lot of the stuff you can find in the United States. I was just taking pictures of things so that I literally have, like, their names so I can ever find them in the store or find them online or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then they have, like, more of a traditional section, so they sell, like, the little socks, and they sell, like, the outfits. They sell shirts with, like, katanas on them and stuff. And they sell katanas. And they sell, like, a bunch of, like, Zen stuff, so you can have, like, incense and things like that. And then, obviously, they have, like, a food section.
Get some, what is mochi?
Mochi.
Is this mochi?
There was a girl that she just, I don't want to say, like, what stereotype she fit, but she just, like, asked pretty bluntly and pretty rudely to, like, one of the women that were working there, like, if like, she was holding a package of mochi.
And when she discovered that it was mochi, she
like yelled back to like her friends.
Erupted in excitement.
Yeah, she erupted.
It's mochi! Woo! They were having a mochi party tonight. Getting crunk on mochi.
Yeah. We never got our sake.
Yeah. I was gonna have a little bit of sake, but did we eat at the Tepanito right after? Or we were indecisive for a little bit.
No, we needed to take like a break. We needed a break, remember? Like, we went to America, and we, like...
Oh, yeah.
We relaxed a bit in America, because it was, like, really quiet. There weren't that many people there.
Everybody was at the funnel stand, or whatever. Funnel cake. Tearing that
That's what America's, like, known for.
Funnel cake and fucking hot dogs, apparently. That's all we're good for.
Yeah, and, like, a really big building that was, like... some kind of weird interpretation of, like, something important.
It was actually a pretty accurate representation of American bureaucracy. It was a big white building that looks unused, and everybody just stares at it in marvel. Yeah. And then, like, foreign people come, and they go, oh, America, oh, freedom. Yes.
Freedom, yeah.
Freedom, yes.
Oh, God. So, yeah, we went to America, and then we decided, we're hungry. We regrouped. That's what we did. And we, like, gave our attack plan. We discussed what we were, like, willing to sacrifice for our trip. And then, we were bent on getting out before the rush for the fireworks.
Yeah, the last show.
I think this is becoming a trend that we're just not going to stay for the fireworks. Like, even if we get the Fast Pass Pluses, it's just not worth it. Yeah. We are too tired. We're too, like, weak. Like, we don't need to deal with all that.
I guess.
I don't like waiting in lines. I hate waiting in lines.
Well, it's the Fast Pass Plus aspect that improved it for me, if we could get a Fast Pass for the fireworks.
But it's like Fast Pass for the fireworks versus Fast Passes to the buses. Like, can we get real here? Yeah.
But yeah, what do we do then? I guess we kept going around the world a little bit more.
What we did is that we went to go have dinner and
we went to check out China, no? We were like, let's check it out at least.
Oh, let's do China, and then we did our meals, yeah.
And went back, and because they didn't have any space for reservations.
Oh yeah, like you couldn't do it like really early.
Yeah.
You can like for the late night, yeah, 'cause it's Valentine's Day, I guess.
Or post Valentine's. It's just Valentine's Day weekend. So.
Yeah.
But it was teppanyaki, which was what is it?
Teppanyaki.
Teppanyaki.
Which is a style of like cooking that they cook on a griddle in front of you, and they do like a display and show.
Yeah. Maybe you've seen it on TV. I don't know.
It's better known as like Benihana from like the 1980s to 1990s.
That's
Benihana.
A good, reference.
Or like what is the other one that came from Benihana was samurai cooking. Yeah. Like those are like the well known, but they're known like teppanyaki griddle, Japanese style cooking. Yeah.
Ate at one of those. Got paired up with like a Minneapolis family or some shit.
The Minneapolis family that were from Minnesota, but from like southwest like Minnesota, so they weren't really from Minneapolis. But they were happy that I knew the area because I had been there previously in recent engagements. If people follow,
it's just one of those situations though where
they're way more affluent. Like they're not affluent, but like richer than.
Well, I was gonna say first off that you the experience is you sit with like other people.
If you don't have a group of more than 6 people.
Yeah, if you don't have a group, you like get paired up like with other people. So you're literally sitting at a table and it's like, oh hey, what's up? And you start doing the small talk. So yeah, and these people also happen to be very well off. Like what was it? A 25-year-old daughter who was like preggers with a cashmere, or not preggers, but she had a baby.
And she had a cashmere scarf used to like cover herself when she was breastfeeding. And she had a husband that was like, he was like a working, like he was probably like a blue collar kind of guy. And
one of the guys was a retired person.
Retired cast member.
Became a cast member.
Yeah.
And
for like funsies.
Yeah, he's just there to reap the benefits.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's an annual pass holder for benefits reasons. And then the other individual, he was a doctor. A doctor. Yeah, he was a doctor.
And the woman was a teacher. Like these people were well off and banking.
They were staying at the boardwalk. They were staying at the boardwalk first off, which is like a nice resort, and then they were staying there for over a week and a half. They were like there for like 2 weeks. That was pretty impressive. Like that was a lot of money.
So that was nice. I mean, dinner was nice. Yeah. I've never done the teppanyaki experience. It was like they do a little show for you. Like they stack some onions, do
make
like
a little volcano.
And the guy does some Mickey Mouse related things and
like jokes about Disney and stuff.
It was we got a really nice chef.
He was really nice, and I felt really bad. Like I felt like we should have like tipped him more or something, or engaged him more, because he's an individual and he's like working really hard to perform well for us and put on a smile. And it was like, what was it, like fucking weeaboos that we were. I was like, what the fuck do they say before they eat? And then like what is it? Itadakimasu. And I said it, and the minute I say it, like the guy responded, like his ears like narrowed in on it, and he like responded with I don't know. He said something. It's the response that they're supposed to say.
I don't know.
It was like thank you for the meal, and I was like, it's a pleasure or something, or thank you very much for having my meal, or something like that.
And he smiled and he was like, oh, so you speak
Japanese. And I was like,
oh shit, and we opened that chapter here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was nice.
But he was very kind. It was very good service. The restaurant was immaculate. The bathrooms are beautiful. I don't know how your bathroom was, but my bathroom was great.
Alright.
Yeah.
I expected a little better from the Japanese, honestly.
Oh, it was beautiful and clean.
It wasn't immaculate in mine.
Oh, maybe it's just the guys.
Yeah.
But we stayed for that. From Japan, we went to France, and then in France we
picked up dessert.
We picked up dessert
to take it home. Go, because we're ballers like that. And we're like, what? I'm gonna take my croissant home. Croissant.
Well, you had an eclair,
yes.
And I had this beautiful little cake. It was called the Duo, which was a black and white chocolate, like little mini cake covered in a chocolate ganache, like a dark chocolate. It was so delicious. But with that joint that I had, it was so good.
Yeah, those were nice little treats to take back to the hotel. Yeah. That was a really nice decision.
We were like really smart about things, so we brought like a mini, it was like the special lunchbox that I have that's like insulated and cold. So we had ice like and freezer stuff like in there the whole time. like keeping our beverages cold and stuff like that, and it kept the food cold and fresh.
Perfect. Went back to the hotel, sparked up, had some dessert. I ordered a pizza to my face. Had like 3 or 4 slices. And wrapped up that night really well. That was nice.
That was Epcot, and then the following day we kind of just took our time.
Mm-hmm.
We had a little rough morning, but you know.
We didn't mention the guy at Epcot.
The guy at Epcot. Oh yeah, okay. This was after our teppanyaki meal, or was it before?
It was the post-teppanyaki smoke.
It was the post-teppanyaki smoke. And so between whatever's in Japan and before Japan, I think it's Italy? Morocco? Or no, it was Italy. It's Italy. He goes and he sets out because, he needs to settle his stomach after the meal. And I was just ready to just sit back. It was quiet. It was a little damp because they had like some sprinkler system going off or something like that. And so we sit down and just kind of, start smoking. He starts smoking. And a woman comes over to us, and I make eye contact with her, like very, very immediately. And I just got a little intimidated, and I just went back to like my phone and blogging and whatever. And then she comes over to us, and she comes up to us and she says, my brother and sister-in-law hate me.
But what we hear is, and
I did not hear that.
That's what I heard. So I look over and I go, yeah. But before that, I had heard her like arguing with, like,
I hadn't heard this. She
had a little tiff with the fam, and it was just her being like, I'm gonna go drink
and smoke.
And they were like, come on, man, we're gonna go around the world. And she's like, I need to smoke. And
let's be real here, people.
Yeah, drawing a line.
Yeah.
She stood her ground and walked.
And she walked over where we were, basically. Yeah. And it was one of those things where the minute she said that to us, because I had not heard the altercation that she had with her family. Mm-hmm. So the first thing I thought was, oh man, we're going to have one of these like upset conversation drunk kind of people. And I was like mentally preparing myself because I was like, I have to handle this for Oscar because Oscar won't be able to do this. Oscar's going to get really frustrated and he's not going to enjoy his joint. So I'm going to do the talking here. And yeah. She like talked with us. She was cool.
Ended up being cool.
She was really cool.
Like the coolness.
She was like real talk the whole time. You had to like be on that. Yeah.
And mid conversation with her,
rudely,
we're just having like a like conversation, talking about how fucking cold it is and how packed it is, and fucking just the fact that you should be able to just sit down and smoke when you want and drink, and it's not about
and
a race.
Kids are annoying, like and kids are tired, and kids shouldn't be exerted this way, and it's a selfish thing that parents do. Yeah. I was like, that's some good perspective.
Good conversation, and all of a sudden this guy.
Rudely.
Big dude. Like, he was like a big dude, but you could tell, like, he looked, like, young.
Yeah.
Like, he was, like, just someone who had, like, good hormones as a kid.
Genetics?
Yeah. And, he, like, kind of walks close, but not too close, and speaks up really loud. Hey, I could smell that from over here, but, it smells really good, and, if you have any, I would like to buy some.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just, like, very loud.
And we all just kind of looked at him and was like...
Yeah, I looked him right in the face, and I just, like, shook my head very obviously, no. Like, that was, like...
Yeah. And the minute he, like, said that, I looked immediately to Oscar. I was like, what's going on? And then the other lady, she was just she did not give a shit. She did not give a shit.
Yeah, we just returned to the conversation, and she was like, wow... like, if you want to, like, have your own shit, you should bring it, bro. And
that's what she was, like, saying.
Yeah. You're right. Because, I take the effort to pack my own shit, bro.
She, like, understood.
Mm-hmm.
That lady was, like, really cool, major pop star. I wish I got her name or something.
Yeah.
She was super cool.
Super nice.
But, yeah. So that after that, we like went home.
That was like the only
Oh,
person who smelled the weed ever.
Yeah.
Only person who like
she
approached
like
me
knew
about it. And yeah, the woman with us knew, but she was obviously
adult
like,
about it.
Yeah. She knew that I wasn't bothering anybody. Just chilling, smoking.
Mm-hmm. We were off to the side. We were not near any children.
Yeah. But yeah, like that dude, the balls on that guy.
I hope he's hearing this podcast and hearing how stupid he sounded.
Yeah, like what? That is like the last way you fucking approach somebody for weed. Like yelling at them, "Hey, can I buy weed from you?"
In this illegal setting?
Hey, where there's like undercover cops everywhere. That was brilliant.
Yeah. And there's like little drones everywhere hiding in the bushes listening to your conversations.
Who knows if the rabbits are in on it?
I'm telling you, the rabbits are a part of the situation. They probably have their whole little like bunny like tunnel system underneath Disney. It's like it's between the underground city and like the main like the above ground. There's like a network of bunny holes that they like run around in and stuff. I'm telling you.
But yeah, it was nice. Yeah, the overall, the last day we just, had breakfast and left. But,
we didn't talk about how we got to go on the cruise line bus back to the hotel.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was cool.
That was a nice experience. The bus at the end wasn't like a normal bus. It was the Disney Cruise Line bus. Yeah,
coach
it was
like bus. A coach for the
so it had TVs and the seats were like set up like a Greyhound bus.
It was it wasn't like a Greyhound bus. It was like a coach bus. Yeah.
I was trying to find another word for it.
That's just what it is.
But, yeah, smoking was pretty chill. Just smoking joints and using the packs. I was able to, packs openly, at Epcot. I noticed a lot of people just, vaporizing, like, openly. They weren't even in the smoking spots. They were just vaping and not giving a shit. So after a certain point, I was like, I'm just gonna start vaping, and I guarantee no one's gonna stop me. And no one did. It wasn't like, there weren't like huge clouds of smoke that you would get from a joint. It was just very discreet. Nobody really noticed. The PAX was just perfect. Perfect. But we literally saw a motherfucker, last time.
We were in Magic Kingdom. I saw him. Oscar didn't see him.
With, a Da Vinci vaporizer. A thing basically the size of your hand. Like
an adult male hand.
Like a fucking, like, walkie-talkie, like, vaporizer using that shit. And blatantly smoking, not giving a fuck. So, yeah. So it's very nice, very chill. Very chill.
I wonder how it would be in the Cali one.
Oh, yeah, I wonder if there are people, like, heating up hash nails in the smoking area there. Probably not that chill. Yeah. But, yeah. Disney talk, Disney and debauchery. I'll tell you, though, one of the best things about Disney is just, like, rolling back to the hotel, being tired as fuck.
Ordering a pizza,
rolling out, smoking a joint, coming back, pizza comes, you have warm, hot, fresh food, and like soda, and fucking TV, and you just kick back. Oh, it's just so good. That's all I need in life. That just shows like how simple I am. I just need a good joint, I need a good pizza, and a nice bed with a beautiful lady in it to come back to. And I'm just happy. That's all I need.
Are we gonna find a beautiful lady?
I don't know. I'm still looking. Yeah, the Disney. We're going back. Going back soon.
Yeah.
We'll have more tales to tell. Hopefully, a bit more to Instagram.
Yeah, now that it's like we've been trying to like enjoy each other because it's like our like first vacations together kind of thing. So definitely now it's like we'll be able to like really invest in being like.
We're going to, like, the same park again twice now.
Yeah, so now we can, like, really see stuff. Like, we wanted to do it this time when we were going to Epcot and MGM because we foresaw that we weren't going to have that much to do in comparison to Magic Kingdom. So we made the decision to make little booklets. I even designed a little mini book to, like, have all of, like, the little secret hidden Mickeys and where to find them so we can take pictures and have, like, a photo album of, like, us looking through them and stuff. And it never happened. Because we forgot to print them. So, we can do that again for Magic Kingdom. Because Magic Kingdom is so much larger and stuff, I feel. Like we'll be able to. And hopefully the new area of Fantasyland is open. Try to get some seats at the BRS restaurant. Gotta fucking call my friends up and be like, yo, poke me up.
Yo, I want some of that great stuff.
Literally, yeah.
That's I think we've babbled
Enough?
sufficiently about Disney. We've laid it out. Talk what we need to talk about.
Yeah.
Sadly, didn't get to break out the camper bottle.
No.
But
He was a little skeptical.
yeah, like joints are incognito, and then like you pull out a bong, and suddenly like
No, you pull out a little disc and go pop pop, like you pop it all
it's
out.
like fucking
Then it looks ridiculous.
You know, it's way different than just like a little pipe or something. But Disney, really fucking chill, really fucking sick. One of like my favorite like easygoing vacations. It's just like everything's just I don't want to say taken care of for you there. It's just
It's because I helped set it up.
accommodating. Yeah, it's really just my love here, baby and me.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like hearing about our stories about us going to Disney and us, token it up at Disney. You can donate to us and pay for our next trip.
Yeah, what's up? We'll kickstart our next trip to Disney.
No, apparently people don't like paying for our trips.
Well, if I attach a GoPro to your boobs or something, and they'll like appreciate it more. I don't know. You gotta sexualize it up. Can't have like me in the videos anymore. Gotta have you.
People don't think I'm attractive.
Well, then I've gotta hire like somebody, and then
You
they
gotta
wear a
hire
name
somebody.
tag, and it says your name, and they're like, "Wait a minute, that's not really her," and it's like some like artificially enhanced woman.
Why does it matter if it's me or not? You just use her.
I guess. Sexing it up. Speaking of sex, I want to touch on this. I don't know, as if we haven't talked enough. Last night,
What are we talking about?
Last night I was wondering if I was too stoned, or if it was like really me,
Oh, no.
or not. But I was reading through the news, and I find an article by High Times called the 8 ways to like wake and bake if you're a chick or something like that. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. I pull up the article, and it's immediately just like trash writing. Like the writing doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
And it's like a list, and it's just a list of pictures, no captions, no credit to the photographers, nothing, just like pictures that they pulled from the internet. And it's pictures of people that I know and I post from and I have talked to and support, and they're like I consider them friends to some extent. Like Stoner Girl, like she's really nice.
She's super nice and she's super just well known. She has a community. Mm-hmm. She has a store. Gigi
Dub, she's a part of that circles. Xochi was on there, and
the photographer,
just some other chicks as well. And I pointed it out, I tweeted about it, and I tumbled about it a little bit.
I remember seeing that poster in the morning. Yeah.
Just like a lack of quality journalism on High Times' part, like copyright infringement and misogyny, just like
go hand in hand
in a medley. Yeah, it's terrible. But I thought it was just me. I thought it was maybe I missed like the sources somewhere, or maybe they got permission from the girls or something. And I literally see Coral tweeting about it and calling them out on it. And
good.
I was like, okay.
She's on it
I
too.
almost tweeted at her when I did it as well. Because that happens to her. I was surprised.
That happens to her all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been really insane to see her on that list. Because I've seen her little legs on images before, yeah. Or her arm. With that little ribbon tattoo. Yeah.
But yeah, that happened recently, and I was very disappointed with High Times. Just another example of just their poor writing, poor setting an example for the cannabis community, like poor setting an example for as a publication, just in
like
every
what
regard.
what does it say it's like a publication? Exactly.
Yeah, like literally as a publication, you can't source your content correctly. You can't hire like writers who can accomplish quality writing, or just who are journalists. Like what the fuck? Like how much money does High Times make that they literally just can't hire somebody who took a journalism class?
At least like one.
Jesus Christ. Like, what the are they that stoned over there? Apparently.
Or that, like, stuffy old white man, maybe.
Yeah. So, fucking High Times. God damn it. High Times.
It's hard to respect somebody when they don't respect others. That's very easy to say that.
Yeah. So, make sure you guys source your content, as always.
We Hearted is not a source. Thrilled is not a source.
Man.
Pinterest is not a source.
Your Tumblr dashboard.
Tumblr is not a source. Galbrew is not a source.
But thank you guys for joining us. This was an excellent podcast. I'm glad we finally got the Disney stuff out. I was dying to fucking talk about that one motherfucker. God damn it. What a rude guy.
I hope he hears this.
Like, seriously, bro, that is not cool, man. Are you cool, man? You cool?
No, apparently not.
I'm cool. So, this is Grouch.
And this is Mrs. WeedPornDaily.
For WeedPornDaily.com. Make sure to check out 420goodiebox.com. Make sure to check out our shop, WeedPornDaily.com/shop for hemp-woods and socks. Make sure to check out our Society 6 shop for all kinds of cool shit, Society6.com/WeedPornDaily. Check out our fucking shop. I forgot to mention I added a new coupon for podcast listeners. 10% off if you use the coupon code POTCAST. That's POTCAST, podcast. You get 10% off. That's like an unlimited coupon for like ever, because I know that nobody's gonna fucking use it, because for some reason
Nobody listens to us.
nobody listens to the podcast and like uses the internet again or something. I don't know. Something. But we'll see. We'll see how many podcast listeners we have. 10% off all the time.
No.
Podcast.
Because if we say it's like all the time, then like people are gonna be like, I can do it whenever I want to and never use it.
I never use it.
So we should give it a limited offer.
Right now. Do it right now. Right now. Right this second, and then I'm gonna turn it off just for you. Just for you. Once I see that one purchase, it's over. 10% off. 100% off. I changed my mind. It's 100% off everything. Podcast. Go right now. WeedPornDaily.com shop. I love you guys. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for sitting through Disney chat.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's always a pleasure.
Always.
Oh, and I got an Instagram during the duration of this podcast.
Yeah, like a direct Instagram?
An actual Instagram. It's like at Mrs. like MRSWPD.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I got it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Live Instagramming people.
Yeah. And I can start live Instagram.
And gone to Grouch, apparently. And soon at Miss WeedPornDaily, apparently.
Uh-huh.
Holla.
Holla.
Stay regular, super stoners.